Good afternoon, YouTube. It has been a while. Welcome back to Brad's Greenhouse. I have been missing in action for a while. It has been a busy season for me, a busy year. And yeah, I just want to give you a little update on what's been going on here. So, as you guys know, we moved last year, getting on 2 years ago now, onto a new, much bigger property. We expanded the grow areas and the nursery and stuff like that. And so right now I'm just standing in the propagation area. This is where all the magic happens. I don't know what you can see here. We got table after table after table. There's a table right below us as well here. I don't want to tip the camera that far, but yeah, things have been good. Things have been crazy. We've had a crazy year here in British Columbia, Canada. We survived it all. There have been massive droughts and record-breaking heat. This summer we experienced like over 45 Celsius, which I don't know, is getting like close to like 115, 120 Fahrenheit here. Everything made it through. It was crazy. We had some emergency sort of procedures we had to do to take care of everything in the greenhouses and stuff, but all was good. And yeah, I just thought I would come around and, you know, I was cleaning up. It's the end of the season. I'm done shipping for the year. I thought, hey, you know what? I should be in touch with you guys. I've been meaning to do this for a couple days now, since I finally have had some time to do it. And yeah, it's just been nuts. A few weeks ago, we had huge flooding here in British Columbia. Our driveway kind of washed out a bit. Luckily, we have two entrances, but it kind of washed out. Nothing in the buildings or my house or anything like that, but down in the bog, like way down in the bog, got really flooded. And it had like 4 feet of water down there. Over like, the bog is like a 90 plus acre bog. Not all mine, but part of my property. And yeah, that whole 90 acres had like 4 feet of water in it. It's crazy. It still has some in there. All the like water birds have moved in. It looks like Swan Lake down there. There's like big birds. Maybe I'll show you in this update. But anyways, yeah, we survived everything that BC has had to throw at us this year for weather, and done fabulous. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a tour. So let's switch the camera around. I'm here on my iPhone, and you know what? This is a new iPhone. I haven't used it for a video yet, and I got it like early summertime. So don't feel bad. I have been updating on Instagram most frequently, so if you're missing my updates and you want to see some photos and stuff, go check out Instagram. But other than that, let's just get started on like just a really quick sort of thing. By quick, there's a lot to cover, so we'll take a look at some plants, and maybe we'll learn some stuff. Maybe we won't learn some stuff. I don't know. We'll just see how this goes. So inside here, this is where all the magic happens in my propagation building. This is just my personal kind of Hoya collection in here. And cuttings do come from there occasionally. Here is a lowland tent. Lots of nice stuff in here. Some stuff is for sale that you'll see in this video, but it's Canada only. So if you're not in Canada, please don't ask me to ship anything to you. Remember my bical carota from the windowsill that we had years ago? It's doing very well. I'm really expecting it to flower soon. Just from there, goes across, and newest leaf is here. It sort of thrives in the winter, or in the summer, and then it like starts to get hurting about this time of year and gets a little bit slow, and then picks back up again for the spring and summer again. So a lot of these trays is just stuff I have on the website, stuff like that. My truncata is in a much bigger pot. It looks like it's about to flower. You can see that like a loop. I think that's going to be a bloom spike here. Talking about flowers, my clipiata here. Look at that. It's in bloom or in spike. It's a male. And yeah, looking for a sexy female clipiata. So if any of you guys know anybody who has a female plant and they want to make some seeds, spread the word around anyways, that I'm looking for the next little while. On to the next tent. You can see sort of this is where like my stock is and where I prep orders and plants and stuff like that. Looks a little sparse. I have some holes right now because we moved everything out for dormancy this year, and it's slowly taking over. In a couple weeks I have this year's seeds to sow, so that'll be filled back up. This is sort of miscellaneous, not quite full to capacity. A few things in here. Got my variegated banana in here. This is just a gift to myself this year. Taking some time to get going. Hooked up that Mars Hydrolite, which they're totally bugging me to do a review on, and it's going to be one shitty review. So if you want to see something out of the ordinary, instead of a good review on a light, this one's I'm gonna bash the hell out of them on that one. So look forward to that. Some other stuff being propagated. Lots of ventricosa down there. A couple trays of it. This is my pinguiculas in here and a few capensis. So things that are being multiplied, propagated, some new stuff that I'm working on this winter. And yeah, a few capensis up there, a few more down there, a few more down there, a few more capensis everywhere. But yeah, this is my pinguicula section. So all these tents are sort of dialed in slightly differently to fit the needs of individual plants. This one here that we just left is the hottest. It gets smoking hot in there all the time. But yeah, it does good. Why don't we go for a little walk outside? Here is the Cobra Lily greenhouse, which I thought would take much longer to fill up than it did. But yeah. So there's some Cobra Lilies. Starting in some bigger pots this year. This one I just repotted this fall. So after it was already dormant, I put it in there. I took it from this, which I've had these growing around for years, but they're getting brittle from the sun. They're breaking every time I pick them up. So I'm going to upgrade to these Rubbermaid ones, melt some holes in them, and hopefully good to go. More Cobra Lilies, some seeds that have been sown, and yeah, some seedlings of different sizes and varieties and stuff like that. But that's the Cobra Lilies, and this greenhouse is really shaded. It goes full shade cloth in the spring and summer and fall, and it still honestly gets too hot in here for them. Last year I had them tucked away in my potting area, all the big ones anyways. But yeah, it's all 50% fully shaded, and for the winter I just roll up the shade cloth, and then I can put it back up quickly for the winter time. All right, the Venus flytraps are in here. A lot of these are just, this is like the propagation fly traps, and I hardly even call them my own. These ones, they're all very dormant because it's December, but some of them look pretty good still for December. All kinds of sizes. Some desperately need to be repotted. Some have recently been repotted. Some are teeny tiny still. Some are bigger. I put the lights in here just in the fall to try to extend the growing season ever so slightly, and I plan on they're not running at all right now this time of year, but I plan on turning them on again in earlier spring, so hopefully the extra light will influence them and they'll break dormancy a little bit earlier. But yeah, so some that are freshly repotted, some that are my personal plants mixed in with some of the ones that are being propagated as well. But this reached capacity really quickly. Up until a couple months ago, this one was full as well. Up until a month ago, really. And I've had to take over some of my Sarracenia greenhouse with my personal cultivar fly traps. And yeah, let's head into there next. All right, one of the Sarracenia greenhouses. I'm just waiting for everything to finish, going into full dormancy, and then I'll do a hack back of everything all at once. So stuff right now doesn't look so good. There's some good stuff in there, some fall pictures, but it's kind of still mangled with summer pictures and stuff like that. So it's hard to necessarily find the good stuff in with all the brown stuff, but leucophilas are still doing pretty good. This one's amazing. It always pops yellow in the fall. That is my Morai all green antho free, and yeah, it just it sticks out. It's just yellow in the fall. It's awesome. It's not like that all summer, but so yeah, leucophilas down here. My old bog planters are in there. I'm waiting for everything to dry out, or not dry out, but to die off, and then I'm going to remove those and get them into the other greenhouse where they're a little bit more front and center. Some flavas and other things up here. Again, you can still find the odd nice looking one in the mix, but my growing season started so early this year in the greenhouse. Things were starting to come into bloom in February, so yeah, everything sort of died off a little bit earlier as well. They'd just done their cycle. Remember I said I had to extend my fly traps? These are my personal ones here. Different cultivars and stuff like that. So they are very much dormant. Some of them have been repotted already for the year. Others have not been repotted or might not be getting repotted. I always hate the way fly traps look in the winter. And try to pick off as many of the old pictures or traps as I can. But yeah, so this greenhouse is definitely brighter than the fly trap greenhouse, so I think my cultivars are going to do well in here. Some other things that these ones have been trimmed up for the season, so less dead pictures on them, more nice pictures. And so some stuff is looking good. There's lots of spider webs in here. There's lots of spiders in the fall in here. But, you know, when you go through, this is kind of what you can find throughout everything, but all the dead pictures sort of cover it all up. So, but yeah, that is Sarracenia greenhouse, and it's doing well. It's been very productive in here. It gets very hot in here, even in the middle of December. My Bog Bathtub, I finally got around to doing up this summer. So that's good. That took me like a year and a half to get done, but we finally got it done and planted it fairly sparsely for everything to fill in nicely in the springtime and over the years. Behind this fence, we're just starting to put up some Christmas decorations. This is my R&R area. When I'm working hard in the summer, I can always jump in the pool. And yeah, so Christmas lights are going up. Feels like everything's early this year, but Christmas lights are going up, and we put some palm trees in the ground. These are ones that I grew from seed when I was at my other location. So yeah, they're coming along nicely for seed grown trees. Put some bananas in the ground, but they're now covered up again, just to get some more of a tropical garden feel back here like we had before at our old location. A little bit more of us gardens as opposed to whatever was here when we moved in sort of gardens. Took down a big tree that was here, turned it into a fire pit. Got a little kitchen over there. It's kind of cool. You can barbecue outside in the summertime. It's got running hot water, cold water, a little fridge and stuff like that. And yeah, but so this time of year it's pretty much closed down. There's definitely no swimming, but we'll go back out and check out some more stuff. Here is another Sarracenia greenhouse that we put up late last summer, maybe early fall. Get rid of all my seedlings that were inside the propagation room that we started in. So these are all going up for the first dormancy. One of my bog pots, stuff like that. This is a temporary greenhouse. I think my wife's going to take it and use it in the garden next year. And we do have plans for another one in the space, but this just gives them a place to be out of the rain and still be outside and dormant. It's not heated or anything like that, but BC, West Coast, Seattle, Washington, Oregon, we've all been getting like horrible rains, like torrential rains this year. I'm so glad these things aren't outside. If you can hear the honking, that's the swans out there that have taken over in the bogs. There they go. So you can see still some flooding in there, but our property is almost done. Whoa, I just watched like one just like come straight down over there. Holy. But anyways, yeah, so there was a lot of water out there. There's a lot of birds out there right now. But yeah, so this is the temporary Sarracenia greenhouse. It's 20 feet long, kind of deceiving, but yeah, have it ready. Just with everything is just temporary. There's no like benches in here or anything that's like they're just sitting on pallets and in kiddie pools and stuff like that for this winter. Out behind here is I just put a little cover over the purpurias and the Oreolophilas. Again, so they wouldn't get so much rain on them. Our chickens are out in the background behind. Our chicken coop is anyways. So yeah, the purpurias are just out here because they can take really cold weather. I don't need to even worry about any heating for them. And but the rain it does get them if they're left out too much in the rain. I have found before anyways. I also put my Oreophilas out here this year in the Saraceni greenhouse we were in at first. As I said, it was really hot in there, and these things were like blooming by March and like looked like shit by June. So they're like starting to get crispy. So they were just done so early. So this year I'm just going to leave them outside in the cold and let them start as late as possible. All right, let's move on to the Highland Greenhouse. All right, so this greenhouse is my most active greenhouse, and spend a lot of time in here. It's basically, this is where all the Highland plants grow, the ones that need a cool down at nighttime. So lots of cool stuff in here kicking around though. These guys here, this is a tray of Robcantlii veitchii. Really nice. Some assorted plants. We won't go through all like the assorted plants for you. But yeah, some cool stuff. I like these guys. This is Ventricosa dubia. They're neat. That one is Spatulata glabrata. Looking good. Some other stuff here. My Lowie eyes are taking off. They're doing really well. I put them in bigger pots this year. So you can see some good sized pictures starting on those guys. My Bongso from past years. Lost its big vine when we moved, so it's starting over again. There was a big vine here. But Spectabilis. And it's hard to name everything here. You got my Robcantlii that's just finished being pollinated this in the last couple weeks. It's down there on the ground. Good sized plant. Huge spike on it. So nice plant down there. It's bigger than it looks. The pot makes it kind of look small, but that's a big pot. So yeah, the spike comes up and it's up at the 4 foot, 5 foot mark. Lots of stuff in bloom right now, honestly. Here's Platykyla that just got a spike, and there's another one coming. So both of those are female. That's kind of nice. What else do we got here? Oh, I've seen them. Here we go. There's Nepenthes hamata. Looks like a boy. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Look at this funny leaf on my Ephipiata. It's like a tri-leaf. 2 leaves at once fused together. It looks like you can separate them out, but you can't. Doesn't look like a picture's going to form, but it has 2 tendrils there. What else do we got? Another Robcantlii down there. So much stuff in here. So this was this is where my big vining plants were when we moved, and I lost a lot of the vines. They just didn't transfer well in the move, and they've had to shoot back up. And so all the new growth that's up there is from the last 18 months or so. You can see in here, here's another hamata that's about to come into bloom. Trusmoniensis is looking good. Aristolochoides is in bloom. There's a male. And yeah, stuff over here in the middle. All just kind of random stuff. My Highland truncata. Not the best picture on that. These guys turned out nice. This is awesome. What is that? That's the Petiolata veitchii. Really nice plants. Vogelii is going crazy. I'm expecting blooms on this thing anytime. But don't see anything yet. Up there. Trying out some cocoa husk these days on a few things. Might notice that. Tenuous looking good. It's got a nice vine on it too. It's coming from like way down there at the bottom. There's a Colossus down there, looking pretty good. Another nice one there, looking good. That's a veitchii. Whoops, my mic cord just got caught on a plant. So some other sundews out here, some cooler growing sundews. Some more sort of personal plants. A little bit of propagation area here. Cephalotus. Stuff like that. Some more plants that are on the website. Oh, looking pretty good. These ones aren't as established as the ones that we were just looking at over there. These ones just came in. Some of my warmer growing Saraceni are in here. Rosea. Look at this one. That is an awesome Sarracenia rosea. Used to be called Purpurea venosa burkii. Some Citicenas, some minors. Somehow my Bergmansia got shoved in here when it came out of the garden. Another nice Vichii here. That's nice. Some fresh divisions of the warmer growing Sarracenias. Sundews, Utricularias, some Capensis, stuff like that. Some more stuff from the website. Lots of stuff. Got myself a tag maker a year or two ago. So that makes everything easier than trying to label by hand. Nothing too fancy, but yeah, does the job. So it's very messy in here. Lots of buckets and hoses and stuff like that. Kind of industrial, but everything's going well. So that's where I'm at. Sorry I have been missing in action, but it's just been a crazy year for me. And hopefully we're kind of all caught up now. And I can, now that I'm going into my slower season for the winter, I can hopefully get a few more videos pushed out here. That would be great. Here's another bloom. But yeah, so we're going to leave it here. And I hope you like this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.